The key to being able to do hard work is not discipline. You may be thinking, Sam, what are you on about? You're crazy. Yes, discipline is the number one most important thing. Well, I would like to say different. I don't think that discipline is the number one most important thing. However, I believe it is a 49-51 equation, right? This is a situation where two things are equally as important, but one's just slightly more important. One's a bit more necessary than discipline. And that other thing is a delusional level of self-belief. A level of self-belief where you're sort of borderline arrogant, borderline cocky, where it's like, okay, I believe myself so much that nothing's going to stop me. Where to the point where people sort of look at you funny when they hear you talking about how confident you are in yourself, right? Now, does this mean be an idiot? No. Does it mean be rude? No. Does it mean be cocky and arrogant? No. But you have to have a level of self-confidence that is so high that even people around you can sense it. Even when you're not talking about self-confidence, your goals, people can just sense the way you speak, the way that you talk about the things you do. They go, this guy obviously believes in himself. This guy's confident. This guy's... Maybe they want to say it in other ways, right? But when you have a level of self-belief that is so high that people can understand it without you even having to say it, that is when you will succeed. That is when you have reached a level where it's like, okay, well now it's going to happen. All right, so I want to tell a story. It's about, honestly, this was probably not too long ago actually, now that I think about it. This was about 3 months ago. And I was in high school, in my old school, and I was talking to this guy. So I was in media class, and I'm sitting in class, and basically there's like, the classroom is like, so here's the layout. We're on the second story. There's like the hallway, then on the side of the hallway is like the staff room. On the other side of the staff room there's this classroom. And so the inside of, like, once you go in the door to go to this classroom, there's another hallway you can sort of keep going. It goes past the classroom, which has, the classroom's got like glass windows, like a glass wall, and you keep going. Then down the end of this hallway there's like another like green recording studio room, because it's a media class, so there's like a big room with like lights and a big green screen. But in between those two sort of separate rooms, there's a smaller room which we just called the middle room. But it was basically this sort of small viewing room of the sort of the studio recording room. So if you know about like studios or music studios, whatever, generally if you have like a recording studio of any kind, you'll have like the main recording studio and then one room with like a big glass window, like a massive window, and you can sit there and just like observe what's happening. It was that. So we have this room in the middle. And so I'm sitting in this room on my laptop. Actually no, I was on my phone editing videos on my phone. And there's this one other guy who's in the room. And so, actually no, I was sitting there by myself. I keep marking it up. I'm sitting there by myself, and then this other guy walks in. Now, I didn't really know this guy well. I mean, he's in my class. I knew his name. Like, I knew who he was. But I didn't really know. He wasn't like a mate or anything. And so he walks in, and then after a couple of minutes, we start, just chatting. And this conversation goes on for maybe 20 minutes. And we start talking about like YouTube. He said he used to do like streaming and different stuff. So I started talking about the gym, and this guy, like, I originally thought this guy might have been a bit weird. He was a bit like, I just sort of felt off. Like, I didn't really think of him. Like, I didn't really think he'd be like, into all these things. And we started talking about it, and then I realized, he goes to the gym and he's into fitness, and we did a push-up competition, and like he used to do like content and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, this guy's cool, right? But as we're having this conversation, it leads from one thing to another. Hang on, let me just read the notes real quick. I'm not gonna lie, I just forgot what I was supposed to be saying. This is the balance between scripting videos and not scripting it. If you don't script the video, they're more authentic, they're more real. But if you forget the point, you're done. The video's over. Let me think about what I was saying. Yes, yeah. Delusional levels of self-confidence. See, I got it back. I can always remember things. So yeah. Anyway, back to the story. So, we're having this conversation, we end up having this push-up competition. I think we decided like first to 20 or something. I think I beat him. I don't know. I think I did beat him to 20 push-ups or something like that, whatever it was. We keep chatting, we're talking, and then it gets to like just before the end of the day. So this was like period 5, so it's after lunch now. I think the bell was gonna go in like 10 minutes for us to go home, and day's over, right? I was gonna go to the gym and go on our way. And so we're sitting there, and I was telling him about, I get up at 4 AM, I do this, I'm, doing this, and he was talking about this and blah, blah, blah. We're sort of just going back and forth, like, talking about stuff and our routines and what each of us, are doing. And he was like, bro, that's crazy, like 4 AM. He was saying, like, bro, you get up at 4 AM so early. He's like, yeah, I get up early. Sometimes I get up like 6, sometimes I get up at 5. But he's like, bro, 4 AM is early, that's crazy. And then it's like, I was talking about how I've been doing the content stuff for like nearly 2 years, and it just went on, and there was like multiple times where he was like, "That's how do you do all of this? Like how?" And to me, it's not hard work. To me, it's like, okay, I get up at 4 a.m. I edit videos, I do push-ups, I drink coffee, I go to the gym, I work out for a bit, I come back, film, edit videos. Like it's for me, it's not that hard work. It's quite simple. But I've been doing it for so long, I'm sort of desensitized to what used to be hard work is now just everyday life, right? But when you sort of share this lifestyle with people, where you're like, all right, I get up at 4 a.m, I do my my morning routine for like half an hour, and then I get straight into work. I work for a couple of hours, go to school. At this time, I would get up and I would do like work blocks until like 7:30 because I was still in regular high school. Now I'm in TAFE. But I was talking about my routine and the stuff I do and how I work on weekends. And this guy, who was a super cool guy, who also goes to the gym and also used to do content, was sitting there just saying like, that's such hard work. Like I used to do some of the same stuff and like it's super hard work and all this sort of stuff. And he mentioned like one time towards the end of the conversation, just like how disciplined, like how focused you have to be to do this. Like he said he said he didn't do it to like the level that I did it and like the same way that I did it, but he said he's done some similar things, and he's like the level of discipline that it takes, the level of, he didn't say discipline, he said like the level of focus that it takes to achieve these things is crazy. Like you have to be like locked in, right? And so we're having this conversation, and I thought that was really cool that I didn't really think I was working that hard. Like I get up early, I do my morning routine, I edit videos, I go to school, I go to the gym, I edit more videos. Like to me, it's not really a big deal. To me, it wasn't like crazy because it's just my routine. And this guy who I was talking to, who's my age, who's done some similar things to me, who works out all the time, goes to the gym, who's made content, who's done, he'd done like streaming, but he sort of respected what I was doing, which was probably like was one of the first times where someone else my age just like heard what I'm actually doing, and that's cool. Like good job. Like they respected it. It's not really happened many times. There was another time, a bit more recently, I think it was the last week of terms, just about a month ago. I'm sitting in class and I was talking to this guy who, again, I didn't really think he didn't really come across as the type of guy who would do content and go to the gym and all this sort of stuff. This guy was in my class. I'd, talked to him before. I think we'd actually worked out once or twice when I first started going to the gym in like April. And so we were just sitting there having a conversation. I started talking about like the YouTube and all the content stuff, and I started talking about how I get up at 4 a.m. He starts talking about how he gets up at like 5 a.m, as well. And he was saying all these different things and like how he does martial arts and like all this different stuff. And it was cool to hear what he does with his time. And it was just like, that's cool. I was sort of like respecting what he did because he does like martial arts and he goes up super early and he trains and he works and whatever he does. And then he was saying that like what I do is cool and like the amount of content that I was posting. I showed him I had 3 channels and I was posting the short form content and I'd done some other stuff. And it was sort of cool to just be like, this is what I'm doing. Like, and he thought that was cool. And he sort of told me and showed me what he does, and I thought it was cool. And that was like 2 times in like 3 or 4 weeks, which were probably 2 of the only times that I can remember and think of where I've sort of explained to someone what I actually like do. Like I'm like, because I don't really tell many people I do content. I don't really tell many people like, I get up at, like I like to brag that I get up at 4 a.m, but that doesn't really like mean much. But like, when I tell them like, yeah, I do content and I've got all these channels, I've got 3 channels and I post this amount of content and I'm trying to do this and I've done this thing, and I tell, when I just tell people some of the stuff that I do, to me it's not a big deal, but to them it's like, that's cool, that's discipline, that's hard work. Like I respect that because it's not the people that do like, if you've never posted content before, if you've never like, trained every night of the week you can, if you've never worked 10-hour shifts, like it's not really, you don't really sort of understand like the challenge. And if you do it all the time, you also don't really see the challenge because it's just life, right? It's just easy. So for me, when I do a 10-hour shift, I don't see that as like hard work or discipline. That's just life. It's just a shift, right? I'm like, there's people that do much harder things than me. When a person who's never worked a 10-hour shift sees it, like, they just go to work, right? But it's the people who have done it before, people who have done it and seen like the work, the people that haven't just become sensitized to those things. And when you talk to them and they've done similar things to you and they respect it, that's cool. And so they see that because you have that level of confidence, because you have that level of discipline, that other people see it and respect you for it. And so if you get to a place similar to where I've gotten, where you're getting up early, you're working every day, you're trying to make money, you're trying to, build a brand, you're trying to get into good shape, you're in the gym as many days of the week as you can. Like I don't think I missed a single day of the gym. I think I was in the gym every day, other than when either one, they were shut, I was working, or I had like an appointment, or I had something to do. If I had the opportunity to go to the gym, I would go to the gym, I think, every day for the first like 3 months. There's been a few times recently where I'm like, I'm just gonna work. Like, I'd rather sit here and record videos and edit videos and finish this project or do this thing, or, you know, this bit of work I have to do, and miss one day at the gym. But like, that's only happened 2 or 3 times in the last like month or two. Before this, there was not a single time, and this might sound, you know, like this might not matter, but like, there was not a single day for nearly 2.5, 3 months where I could have gone to the gym and I didn't go. I went to the gym 3, 4, sometimes even 5 times a week, just on weeknights. I couldn't go on the weekends because I was working every weekend, so I couldn't go to the gym on the weekend. So 3 to 5 days during the week. The only times I wouldn't go is if the gym was closed the gym was closed when I could actually go, or I had like an appointment or something I had to do. I went every single day that I could actually go for 3 months. Even when I was sick, even when it was raining, even when it was super hot, like, I went anyway. That level of like just showing up because you just have to show up. That level of like, I don't want to go to the gym, but I'm still going to go 4 days this week. I'm available to go. I can go to the gym 3 days this week, and you go all 3 days, and you show up and you train hard. That level of discipline, of focus, of actually getting that work done is so important, and it is how you succeed. And so, to have the level, like, even in the gym when you go for a PR, and it's like above the last PR, you barely got the last PR, and now you want to go and hit a new PR the next week. You will be probably, I would honestly say, you are 5 times more likely to hit a PR if you believe you can hit the PR. If there is a 50% chance that you're going to hit a new bench PR, but you don't believe you can do it, you're just going to give up before you finish the push and get it. Maybe you could have got that bench PR, but you struggled and then you gave up immediately. As soon as it gets hard, if you give up, you're not going to succeed, you're not going to achieve the goal. I've said this many times, and I use the example of gym PRs all the time because it's an easy example that you can see, it makes sense. But when you go for a gym PR, when you go for a bench PR or a squat PR, whatever it is, and you genuinely believe you can hit it, you are much more likely, you're 3, 4, 5 times more likely to hit it. Maybe your chance of hitting that PR was 20%. Do you have a 20% chance of actually being able to physically do the PR? If you don't believe you can do it, you're not going to push hard enough to do it unless it is easy. And if it's easy, you don't have to actually push, it just happens. So, for you to achieve any goal, for you to hit any target, you have to believe you can do it. You have to have a level of self-belief, even if there's no evidence, even if there's nothing supporting my idea that I can achieve this. There is nothing, I've not done this before, I don't know what I'm doing, I've not done the studying, I've not got the playbook, there's no evidence behind this, but I'm going to do it anyway. That is the level of self-confidence you need. That is the level of belief you have to have. When I went for a gym PR, I keep saying gym PR, a bench PR, like a week ago, I went for 75 kilograms, which is, I think, what's that, 2.2 pounds. Let's add the math up on that. That's 150 plus 15, 165 pounds, I think. I think that's correct. 165 pound bench PR. And I'm going for the PR. And my previous PR before this was 70 kilos, and that was like a month earlier. And I go for the PR. And I watched the video back this morning, or yesterday, of going for the PR. And I go for it. And I go for it, and I take the bar down, and then I'm struggling. And for 7 or 8 seconds, after the bar had stopped moving, I'm just holding it, like shaking, trying to push the bar for like 7 seconds before I let go of it and, start up and hop it off and, re-rack the weight. I was going to hit that, okay? And before that, the last PR, and maybe I couldn't physically do that. Maybe the chance of making that PR was so low. But there's still a chance. I'm sure that if I kept pushing, or tried to train harder the day before, I could have made it. There's always a way you could have done it. I couldn't physically get that PR. That PR, that day, I couldn't physically get that PR. But the PR before that, I failed. When I hit 70 kilogram bench PR, I failed it 3 times. I didn't get it till the 4th attempt. Now, generally you think, okay, if you go for a PR 4 times in 10 minutes, or whatever it was, 10, 15 minutes, you're probably going to be fatigued and not hit it. But I hit it on the 4th go, with the fatigue, with the soreness, right? I hit it anyway, because I just kept trying until I got it. The PR before that, when I hit 65, 67.5, when I hit, actually no, 67.5 was easy, and then I hit 70 the same day. But when I hit the PRs before that, most of those times I failed the PR, at least once, if not twice or 3 times. You're going to fail. You're going to have setbacks. But if you just believe you can do it, if you, with all of your brain, 100% believe in your ability to pull it off, it will be much more likely to happen. So I know I've been yapping now for 15 minutes. This is a bit of a disconjointed video. I don't even know if that's a word. Anyway, back to the point. if you believe with all of your brain, if you genuinely believe you can hit that goal, you will hit it. That's it for this video. It is currently, let's see, what time is it? Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. 2:29 p.m. I've been gone for 15 minutes. I have to leave I've got half an hour to leave for the gym. Well, that was weak. There you go. 15-minute video. Hope this has helped you. Hope you can enjoy this video. You know what? I might even clip farm this. This might be one of the ones I take down for the clip farming. I've started to make a list of videos that I can use for edits and clips and audios and stuff because I need to get some better audios. Who knows? Hopefully that was helpful. That was just me from, you know, yapping from the soul, talking about how you gotta believe in yourself. But hopefully that was some good content. But yeah, it is true. Like every time that I failed, I didn't believe I could. Every time that I fail, or almost every time, 95% of the time if I fail something, it's because I believe I was going to fail. It's very rare that you believe you can achieve a goal and it never turns out true. If I believed I could hit a bench PR, even if it took me 2 years, I'll still hit it. I still hit it. Now, this is actually good, but I'm going to keep talking now because I just thought of something. It is 2020. Do I make this a new video? You know what? We're this far anyway. We're 16 minutes in. We're going to make a long video today. I'm going to keep going. Best video you guys ever seen. You know, comment if this is the best. Comment in the comments if this is the best YouTube video you've ever watched. I highly think that it will be. That's just my delusional self-confidence. Anyway, let's see. This was either. This is late 2023, right? No, actually, maybe middle of 2023, somewhere between like May and August. I was going to the school gym at the time because I couldn't go to the gym because I was only like 14. Something in my eye. Anyway, so I'm going to the school gym, and when I first started going to the gym, my bench PR was 25 kilos. 25 kilograms. This was 2 and a bit years ago. 25 kilograms. So this is about 2 years ago. So in the last 2 years, so from the middle of 2023 to the middle of 2025, my bench PR has gone from 25 kilograms to 72.5 72.5 kilos. So 72.5 kilos. I've 3.5. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, my bench PR was 25 kilos when I first started the gym, which is 25 kilograms. That's like 60 pounds. Something low. Something like I can curl that for like 20 reps now. That's lightweight. But anyway, my bench PR was 25 kilos. And so every couple of weeks I had a new bench PR and it would go up and go up and go up until eventually my bench PR was 37.5 kilograms. And you know how like at every different age and every group of guys, there's always like a bench PR that everyone's sort of close to, that everyone wants to hit. Some of the guys will hit the bench PR and it's like the targets. Like if you can hit this bench PR, you're good. Like you made it to like the group of strong guys. And I remember the group of guys who, most of which were from my class, the group of guys in the school gym at the time, that like bench PR for us 13-year-olds was 40 kilos. 40 kilograms, that's like 90 pounds, yeah. So 40 kilograms was the bench like standard. And so the other guys could hit it. There was one guy who could rep it out for like 12 reps, which that was cool. But I was so close, and I go for this bench PR, and I thought I could get it. I go for the PR and I fail it, right? So I rack the weight. I go for it a second time, fail it again, right? Next week, I go for it again. Go for the PR, fail the PR. Next week, go for PR. I think it was on the 3rd or 4th week that I finally actually hit it. I was going, it took me like so long. I finally got it up, just barely. I go for a second rep. Don't know why, because I barely made the first one. Go for a second rep. Obviously, I failed the second rep. I hit that 40 kilogram bench PR one time. This must have been somewhere between June or July and September, maybe October 2023. I was 13 years old at the time. I hit this 40 kilogram bench PR one time. For the rest of the year, I didn't hit that PR. I could never hit 40 kilograms again. Right? Going into 2024, I still, in 2024, months later, couldn't hit 40 kilogram bench. I go throughout 2024, still couldn't hit 40 kilos bench, right? Maybe this was because I wasn't benching often, I was just doing bodyweight stuff because I wasn't in the gym I wasn't in the gym at all for 2024. I was in the school gym, 2023, and then for 2024 it was no gym, it was just bodyweight stuff, home stuff, eventually I had a dumbbell set, and occasionally I had like barbells and stuff. And so we get now to about, this is probably February this year, February 2025, a year and a half after I hit the 40 kilogram bench PR. And I remember this. I'm outside. I'm right out in my room. Out across that wall over there is just like the backyard, right? And so this was 5-6 months ago. I'm in the backyard and I'm doing bench, right? And I'm doing bench press. And I think I had on like 35 kilos on the bar. Now me, at 15 years old, was benching 35 kilos. And it was like, I was benching out for reps. And it was pretty heavy, right? I go for 40 kilos. This might keep in mind after doing maybe 7 or 8 sets. I go for 40 kilos. I couldn't finish the rep at 40 kilos. A year and a half after hitting that one time, I hadn't hit it again. Now, why did I not hit it again? Don't know. But I thought, I'm going to hit this bench press. I have to hit it eventually. It's going to happen. And so every month, every couple of months, every week, every couple of weeks, for a year and a half, I kept trying to hit the bench press, hit the bench press, hit the bench press. Then I go to the gym. I remember on my first day in the gym, I did Smith machine bench press, the first day in the gym. And it was 50 kilos. I hit 50 kilograms on the Smith machine. And I'm like, you know what? I reckon I can hit 40 kilo regular bench. And I go, the next week and I do 40 kilos and I hit it. I'm like, that's the first time I've hit 40 kilograms for like nearly 2 years. Actually, I think I hit it one time in like a caravan park gym on like a Smith machine. I hit 45. Yeah, this was late 2024. But I hit it for the first time that I could remember at the time. Hit the 40 kilogram bench PR. Then I hit 45 that same day. And now I went from hitting 40 kilograms like free weight bench, just a regular bench press with a regular bar, for the first time since 2023. I hit that bench. Then, since then, it's been 3 months and I've gone from 45 kilogram bench PR to 72.5, nearly 30 kilos up, nearly doubled in whatever it was, like 4 months now. It's August now, okay. I believed, because I hit it one time and I believed I could hit it again. I believed I'd get the PR again. For 2 whole years, it took me to hit that PR again. Now, could I physically do it? Sometimes, probably. I think I hit 45 kilograms for like 3 reps on a Smith machine bench in a caravan park gym like late last year. But other than that, I hadn't hit it free weight, like a regular bench, since 2023. No progress on my bench press for 2 years. Then I started going to the gym and doing bench press every single week. Hit it immediately. Now I'm way past it. I believe for 2 whole years I hit that PR. Took me 2 years. So that's pretty much it now. That was an extra 7 minutes of rambling about a bench PR that I couldn't hit. But do not worry. I can now bench a lot more than 40 kilograms. If you think I'm lying, go to my Instagram. There's a video on my Instagram of me hitting, I think, 70 kilograms bench a couple months ago. Have an amazing day. If you've made it this far, let's see. This is 23 minutes in. So if you've made it this far, comment. Comment 2 years. Comment 2 years if you made it this far, because you heard the whole story about me failing the bench PR for 2 years straight. Damn it, it is now 2:37. I'm going to end the video here because I have more videos to film and not enough time to do them. I have to leave for the gym in 20 minutes. Have an amazing day. If you're interested in seeing more content like this, if you're interested in joining a community of like-minded young men and women, probably mostly men, that seems to be my audience. But if you're a young lady and you wanna grind, by all means do. But if you're a young person who wants to grind, who wants to improve their life, who wants to get on self-improvement, who wants to build a routine, who wants to improve their life in general, become a better version of themselves, check the link in my channel description. Other than that, have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe. Goodbye.